Hello, my name is Ren. I will be doing the reviews on Grown Up Gaming, so thank you for this opportunity. Vampire Hunters is a game that I never heard of when I got the code. I'm not really much of a boomer shooter fan, like I've only played the original Doom and Magi Mulek, which was fantastic. But I just never really dove into that side, you know? But I gotta say, Vampire Hunters was pretty fun. I think it's definitely an acquired taste, so just to give my verdict right now, if it looks like your thing, I say give it a shot. The gameplay loop is pretty fun and it's also really simple. Essentially, kill the enemies to collect their souls, and you can use the souls to get one upgrade. The more souls you collect, the more upgrades you get. It's all in this big arena, which I honestly really enjoyed the maps in this game. I will say this though, I did not like the controls originally. They took a lot to get used to. And that's mainly because I don't like that it automatically has like the slowest movement while also having auto fire automatically on. You can turn it off thankfully, which I did immediately, but I kept the auto fire on for the secondary weapon, which honestly, for the secondary weapon, I actually prefer auto fire on. It allows me to focus more on what I'm doing currently at the moment rather than, oh crap, I gotta use my secondary weapon as fast as I can now. It was definitely helpful for the upgrades you get that were more so healing. I would describe the gameplay very similar to Resident Evil 4's Mercenaries. I love Resident Evil 4's Mercenaries, and this gave me that exact same euphoria. The gameplay takes some time to get used to, but once you do, it is extremely fun. Will say this though, I don't really like how you unlock other maps. I think the conditions should be more based off score rather than time. Essentially, if you're playing a map for 8 minutes, you don't want to think about playing the map for 8 minutes, you just want to play the map. So when I'm trying to unlock everything I can for the review, it's kind of frustrating when the time for the maps seems a bit ridiculous. Even outside of the reviewer mindset, let's say I buy the game, right? And in order to unlock one map, I have to survive it in 8 minutes. What's stopping me from trying to find a way to cheese it? Just not play the game and just cheat my way through it. Or, let's say I get a little frustrated. When I'm so close to the score, yet I die. Let's say I didn't beat a boss or an enemy got too frustrating. That 8 minutes is going to stack up, and to me, that just feels like padding, you know? It does require you to get good with the maps at least, and you can get a good feeling for how the maps feel, but for an arcade style game like this, I honestly don't like it. I think a better way to handle the unlocks is instead of time, it should have been points. You know, get a high score. That would allow me to experiment more of what stuff I can use instead of, alright, how long can I last in this so I can move on to the next map, and then the next map, and then the next map. Again, I will say this, the maps are really well designed, and I really enjoyed playing on them. I just really wish the conditions weren't so strict, you know? Maybe that's a skill issue, maybe you guys will have a different time. Like I said, I'm not really that good in shooters, so take that for what you will, but I personally think the conditions could have been a little bit better. Visually, the game gives off a lot of old 3D computer game vibes. Think something like Half-Life, for example. I liked how they looked, honestly, and I think all the levels had such a unique look that it made every level feel so fresh. I didn't really like the music that much though, I will be honest with that. There were some tracks that were pretty good, but overall the music is just not for me. Nothing that serious though. When I'm usually playing these more arcade type games, I usually just throw on my own music, so it doesn't really matter. Hell, you might do the same thing when you're playing this game, I don't know. Either way, I think the audience for this game is someone who's looking for like that old classic boomer shooter vibe, but with a unique enough twist to make it feel fresh. And I think this game will definitely feed that to you. It's currently on Steam for like $11, which is pretty damn good for the price. And it's Steam Deck verified. I played this all on Steam Deck and it runs pretty well, as you can see. The worst it got was dipping into the 40s, but if that's the worst I can give it, then I think it runs fantastically. If you're into games like Duke Nukem, Doom, Half-Life, you know, if you're into old classic shooters, I say it's worth giving a try. It has a lot of meat on its bones, and it's extremely fun for what it is. So yeah, give Vampire Hunters a shot. It's really fun, and I really enjoyed my time with this. Thank you Vampire Hunters for the code, thank you Grown Up Gaming for this opportunity, and I'll see you guys next time.